Be careful not to touch. Okay, Navi's advice for the enemies so far has just been, don't touch it. And I think I could have figured that much out on my own. I'm not very good at video games, but even I can tell you, don't touch the things that are gonna hurt you. Hello everybody, my name is Yoshi Stack, and welcome back to more Ocarina of Time 3D. In the last episode, we started things off here in the Kokiri Forest. We got ourselves a sword, a shield, a fun fairy friend, and a quest from this big guy. The great Deku Tree himself has asked us to enter inside of him and free him from the curse that has been blighting him for, well, kind of an unspecified amount of time, but whatever it is, it didn't sound good. He did say to Navi at one point, I don't have much time left, which leads me to believe that, yeah, we shouldn't dawdle. Let's just head inside and get this taken care of for him. And, yeah, indeed, the inside is called the inside of the Deku Tree. It's maybe not the most creative name for a dungeon, but you certainly can't fault it for being untrue, because, I mean, what else were you really going to call this place? And, yeah, it's a pretty decent-sized area. Well, maybe not quite as large as you'd expect given how he looks on the outside, but it was an N64 game, so it's certainly impressive for its time. I'm not going to fault it for that. And, yeah, he's definitely got some stuff going on in here, because he's got, some Deku Babas going on here, which is, not great. All right, get ourselves another stick here, and also, it's nuts! The Deku Babas can either drop a stick or some nuts, and I will refrain from making any other jokes because this is a PG channel. As for what the Deku Nuts specifically do, a nut harvested from the Deku Tree. It explodes with a blinding flash if thrown. What does that mean? It means it's a flashbang, so throw it at an enemy and it temporarily stuns them. They're not particularly useful, in my opinion, but I'm sure someone disagrees. We'll keep them equipped for now just because, I mean, what else are we gonna put there? But yeah, Navi was yelling at us earlier. Look, Link, you can see down below this web using your eyes. I don't know a better way to describe that button, but yes, if we go into first person here, we can see that, yeah, right below our feet here, there is a whole other area just waiting to be explored. But fortunately for us, Link weighs about 80 pounds soaking wet, and his weight is not enough to break the very substantial strength of this web. And we also can't stab it either. The Zelda game is asking us to use some puzzle solving skills rather than just our brute strength, so we will indulge the game. Mostly because that is the only way forward. Unless there's some kind of glitch I don't know about, which is entirely possible. I don't know the speedrunning strats of any game, let alone this one. And look at this wall. The vines growing on it give it a rough surface. Maybe you can climb it, Link. That would be a great idea, except we've got some... Oh, I thought it was just going to be Skulltula, but no, it's a Skullwaltula. Be careful not to touch... Okay, Navi's advice for the enemies so far has just been, don't touch it. And I think I could have figured that much out on my own. I'm not very good at video games, but even I can tell you, don't touch the things that are gonna hurt you. Yeah, that's gonna make climbing up these vines a little difficult because, well, they're a little out of our reach, and we can't throw anything at them. I guess, yeah, those don't reach either. So, yeah. Can't do anything about that for the time being. If we try and climb up there, we will have a bad time. So, let's open up this chest instead. And inside is the dungeon map. It's very helpful that there's a whole map of the inside of the Great Deku Tree. Did he leave that in there for us? I have questions. I don't know. But since we can't climb up there for now, let's, Okay. I don't think I need an explanation on what a door is. I know everyone's any game can be someone's first video game, but I think most people are familiar with the concept of a door, Navi. Oh, tutorials. Anyway, let's head in here and... Oh. Deku Scrub. It will hide in the grass if you get close to it. Bounce the nuts it spits back at it. This is the first actually bit of helpful advice you've had, Navi. Wow. But yeah, it spits these the seeds at us, so let's just hold our shield up and... Got him. Yeah, you come here. Ow, ow, ow! Forgive me, Master. If I give you a tip, will you let me go? When you jump off a high cliff, if you hold forward, you will roll on the ground when you land and won't get hurt from the fall. Can't guarantee it will work, though, if the cliff is really, really high. Well, try it if you're feeling bold. Wah! So, oh, yeah, that's a thing, too. We'll talk about that later. That trick, it works in the original version of the game, and it sort of works in this version. There's a video that goes into, like, the specifics of this more, but basically when they were making this remaster, something in the programming for how that, jump system works got messed up, and that trick only works now in this version of the game if you are walking off of a cliff, so going at like this speed. Now 99% of the time in this game, you are running, and it will not trigger if you are running off of a cliff, so functionally that means that trick just doesn't work in this game. Again, there's a whole video that will go into that more. I will link it in the description. It's a fascinating video. There's another one that talks about that whole spinning thing that happened. That one happens because of something to do with like how Link is programmed to like where he's supposed to look at any given moment, and something to do with the model in this version. I don't know. I'm not going to try and summarize that one. It goes way beyond my understanding, but it is an interesting watch. I will link both of those in the description. If I didn't, someone yell at me in the comments to do that, because sometimes I do forget these things. But yeah. Anyway. Now that I've all bored you to tears, let's move on and open this chest and grab the fairy slingshot. And it works exactly as you'd expect it to. Okay. Yeah, the fairy slingshot, a toy weapon used to attack from afar. Its rubber sling can launch Deku seeds. Set that to our X button here, and you can see on the bottom screen that it shows the amount of ammo we have. We have 30 seeds right now. That is our current max. You can either target in first person by holding the button and then letting go, or you can just target L target from a distance. Both have their uses. One isn't necessarily better than the other. It's all just circumstantial. Let's see what's up here, though, in this little baby chest. Yeah, okay, well, it's the beginning of the game. I can't be too mad about that. Okay. But now that we've done that, we can get out of here. Although first, yep, now when we cut some grass, we are able to find Deku seeds, which of course are... Oh, there are bullets for our slingshot. I would have said ammo. But bullets exist in Zelda. Wow. Facts you didn't know. All right, but now, since we have the ability to shoot stuff from afar, we are going to be able to climb up these vines. And there is one more up here, so we will go ahead and do that. Okay, I don't know why that first shot missed, but whatever. Now we are able to safely climb up these vines. And Ocarina of Time Link existed before stamina bars were a thing, so, he's more limited in what he can do than Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom Link. But, he can climb forever on the things he can climb. This is the door of course, I came up on the wrong side for this. Oh, there's bars over that door. But there's also a chest over there, so let's go see what's inside. Alright. Made it there, and open it up. And get the most vitally important object in any dungeon, the compass. I joke, the compass isn't not useful, but there are many points when it's like you're trying to find something to help you like get through an area, and the thing you end up finding is the compass, and you're just... There's a little bit of disappointment. I feel like that's a universal Zelda experience. Oh man, he got me. How dare he? That wasn't very nice of him. Of course, the door is still locked, but there was also another platform over here for us to explore, with a couple enemies to look at. One is this guy here, which is just a Skulltula, so it's different from the Skullwaltula. We have to get our terminology right. I guess they're different things. And we're not gonna risk hitting it with our sword. Just gonna let it do that. Open this baby chest because I think it's a recovery heart. We'll take it. But there's also this guy here. Now I can't lock on to him. He's special. This is a gold Skulltula. Now let's go ahead and kill it, and when we do, he drops a gold Skulltula token. There are 100 of those throughout the entire game, and grabbing them is optional. It is recommended you at least get some. We'll get into why later. I think I'm gonna try to get all 100. We will see how it goes. I make no promises. I don't typically 100% games, so it's, you know, a little out of my wheelhouse, you may say. Also, yes, you just light that torch and you can get out of that room. I just completely glossed over that. Okay, but yeah, the front side of these guys, can't damage that. Stabbing or slingshot both takes 2 hits, so, you know, nothing special here. He did have a single rupee, though. Not sure what he was gonna do with that, but it doesn't matter because now he's dead. But from this height, we have no problem breaking through this web, and thankfully, there's water at the bottom, so we're okay. Yeah, I don't need you in my life, so get out of here. And there is another gold Skulltula, so let's go ahead and kill that. And we'll go and collect our prize here. There are 4 total gold Skulltulas in the Deku Tree. For the time being, we can only get 3 of them. So, just letting you know about that. Okay. Got some rupees there. There's a door here covered by a web, so we can't get past that. And here is the 3rd, and for now, final Skulltula of this area. Can I? No, I was hoping I could backflip into it. That would have been sick. No, we just have to jump for it. All right. I believe if you just leave them there, as long as the area is still loaded, it's... Actually, I don't actually know if they disappear if you, like, leave an area and come back. Here I was gonna be like, I know information and I don't actually know the answer because, you know what? I don't know a whole lot about this game. Okay, all of these being recovery hearts does feel a little ridiculous. But, oh no, I wasted that. I misjudged where the part I could walk on was, because this is what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to come over here and burn this web. Now let's put that away, because the sticks do eventually burn up if you let them keep going. But if you put them away in time, they will, you'll be able to save them and use them later. Please forgive me, Master. I'll never do it again. If you spare me, I'll teach you something cool. You will never beat my brothers up ahead unless you punish them in the proper order. The order is 2, 3, 1. 23 is number 1. Do you think I'm a traitor? I mean, I think your brothers probably will think you're one. I think you were fairly helpful, but whatever. And here's a very basic puzzle. Shoot the target, open the door. It's the first dungeon of the game. You can't expect them to do too much. After you get into the water, if you hold down A, you can dive. You hold down L while underwater, you can change your view. Bet there's some interesting things down there. And, yeah. You can swim, but unfortunately, Link has the worst lungs ever and can only stay underwater for 3 seconds. So it's not overly useful at the moment. Oh, that's not exactly what I wanted. I mistimed this. because we want this down here. And please move before this starts moving back up. Okay, thankfully they realized that people would be like me and make this kind of mistake. And turn around again. And get out of here. Lots of spider killings. Stand next to this block and you can grab hold of it with A. While holding A, you can push or pull it. Yeah, okay. I understand the action icon, Navi. I'm good. I got it. All right. And pull this back. And these blocks always remind me of the symbols in like Mario Sunshine for like Professor Egad. I don't know why, because this game obviously predates that one. Well, not this version, but you know what I mean. I don't even know if they actually look similar. I'm sure future me put it on screen as a comparison, but like, I don't know. It just makes me think of that game for some reason. Oh. And here we get more sticks, because once again, we are lighting some torches. This time we have 2. There we go, and put the stick away so that we don't get rid of it. All right. Go through here. Oh god. You know, the Great Deku Tree probably should have hired someone other than... Yeah, the Great Deku Tree probably should have hired someone other than a 10-year-old to, like, provide this extermination service inside of him. Maybe, like, a qualified professional. You know, just a thought. Then again, I guess there's only children living in the forest, so maybe... I guess his options were limited. Still, Link was your best bet? And, oh god, they all dropped on me. Oops. Yeah, this is Goma Larva. Look out for when it gets ready to pounce. Yeah, let's just do this. Because, that's easier than trying to deal with it any other way. Whew. Anyway, there is this web here, but we can't do anything with it for the time being. So we're gonna actually leave that one alone. And instead, we're gonna go this way over here, provided the stick doesn't burn out. All right, we made it in time. All right. Now into this tiny hole. As we have learned, Link is great at fitting through them. And it spits us back out to this beginning area here. Only now we are able to push this block down to give us an easy path back. Also, an easy path back to that torch, which is the more important thing. Because that torch on our left there is a little too tall for us to use for anything. All right, we're gonna do... Where are we going? Camera, what's happening here? We're gonna come up here, and we're gonna roll. And there we go. And down we go. All right. Again, landed in some water. Up, and here's where we get to use our skills. So remember, 2, 3. I was gonna say, come on. And 1. 23 is number 1. Yeah, how do you like that? How'd you know our secret? How irritating. I'm so annoyed. I'm gonna reveal the secret of Queen Goma to you. That's a choice. In order to administer the coup de grace to Queen Goma, strike with your sword when she's stunned. Oh, Queenie, sorry about that. You don't seem very sorry. Yeah, Link spitting like that is just gonna be a thing throughout the entire game. So just, you know, but it's never not funny. At least to me. Anyway, this is indeed the boss room. So, let's see what's going on in here. Someone turned the fog machine on. That's for certain. Oh, but now the door's shut. And, if we look up here... Yeah, I think the Deku Tree really needed to hire a professional to take care of this. Parasitic armored arachnid, Goma! Oh god, no, Navi, I wanted you to lock on. Goma, it's one of the parasitic monsters inside the Deku Tree. Its eye is vulnerable when it's red. And, yeah. In true Zelda fashion, the way you beat the boss is you use the weapon that you find, or item that you find inside the dungeon to take care of stuff. Alright, this boss is not difficult at all. Like, there's a... I'm gonna jinx myself by saying it, but there's a chance that we could kill it in two waves. Okay, you're gonna... There we go. Yeah, then... There we go. Nope. Okay, yeah, you can prevent the larva from showing up if you shoot the eggs before they hatch. Alright, yeah, come here. No, Link, what are you doing? Oh, wow, I almost could have done that in one. Wow! You know, I know it's the first boss of the game, and I knew it was easy. I was expecting a little more than that. I know I shouldn't complain because I'm sure there's points later on in the game where it's going to be like, this is going terribly, and everyone in the comments is going to be like, you're bad at this game, to which I'm going to be like, this is not news. But anyway, our prize for winning is a heart container, which increases our max life by 1. So we now have 4 hearts, which I think Link should go see a doctor for because most people only have 1. You're being a little selfish there, Link. Share the love. All right. But they also give us a helpful way out, which is nice because I think the door is still locked. And back outside we go. Well done, Link. Yeah, you really should have hired an exterminator. Thou hast verily demonstrated thy courage. I knew that thou wouldst be able to carry out my wishes. Now I have yet more to tell thee. Wouldst thou listen? No? Yes. I've learned my lesson saying no. Now, listen carefully. A wicked man of the desert cast this dreadful curse upon me. Oh. Only good guys run through flames. That's just a fact. This evil man ceaselessly uses his vile sorcerous powers in his search for the sacred realm that is connected to Hyrule. For it is in that sacred realm that one will find the divine relic, the Triforce, which contains the essence of the gods. Oh, it's raining. Before time began, before spirits in life existed. 3 golden goddesses descended upon the chaos that was Hyrule. There they go. Din, the goddess of power. Nehru, the goddess of wisdom. Faror, the goddess of courage. Din. With her strong, flaming arms, she cultivated the land and created the Red Earth. Nehru poured her wisdom onto the earth and gave the spirit of law to the world. Faror, with her rich soul, produced all life forms who would uphold the law. The 3 great goddesses, their labors completed, departed for the heavens. And golden sacred triangles remained at the point where the goddesses left the world. Since then, the sacred triangles have become the basis of our world's providence. and the resting place of the triangles has become the sacred realm. There's your lore dump for the day. Thou must never allow the desert man in black armor to lay his hands on the sacred Triforce. Thou must never suffer that man with his evil heart to enter the sacred realm of legend. Link's just hearing all this terrible stuff that's going on, and he's just sitting down like it's story time. Oh, I love it. That evil man who cast the death curse upon me and sapped my power. Because of that curse, my end is nigh. Though your valiant efforts to break the curse were successful, I was doomed before you started. This is why you should hire a professional. Yes, I will pass away soon, but do not grieve for me. I have been able to tell you these important matters. This is Hyrule's final hope. A 10-year-old. What could go wrong? Link, go now to Hyrule Castle. There thou wilt surely meet the Princess of Destiny. Take this stone with thee, the stone that man wanted so much that he cast the curse upon me. You got the Kokiri's Emerald. This is the spiritual stone of the forest, now entrusted to you by the great Deku Tree. The future depends upon thee, Link. Thou art courageous. Shouldst thou ever lose thy way, seek a vision of the path from the Sheikah stone that stands beside thy home. Navi the fairy, help Link to carry out my will. I entreat thee, Navi. Goodbye. And with that, he's just gone into shock. It's fine. Let's go to Hyrule Castle, Link. Goodbye, great Deku Tree. Link just turns around like, bye. Navi has more sad feelings about it. And yeah, we're thrown back out here to the Kokiri Forest, and this is where I am going to go ahead and call it. I still don't have an outro, but if you made it this far, thank you so much for putting up with me. And I hope you'll join me next time, where we venture out of the Kokiri Forest and into the wide world beyond. See you then.